online, the Four Valley Boys podcast show. I'm your host, moderator, favorite bits. I got all my guys. We got Damon Randall, Ty Williams, also known as Tiny Head, Shot Major, Pretty
Tiny
Tony,
head.
Pretty Tony, and Bone Nasty is making an appearance on the show. Guys, what's the business? What's the business?
What's good?
What's happening?
What's
What's
up,
happening?
babe?
Hey,
Wow.
Wow. There you go. Of course, you know our show is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone. You just came from homecoming, your car messing up. Go ahead and stop by AutoZone. They can check it out for you. Put the check engine light on there for you. Check your battery. If you got a busted tail light, they'll go ahead and put your new bulb in. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Show is also brought to you by BuyANiceShirt.com. Bernard Ingram is from Fort Valley. He is actually an alumni from Fort Valley with Peach
Hey,
County. Yeah,
Faye,
yeah.
I always thought you were playing about that, bro. He really was down there selling shirts for real.
I told y'all joking that what
Yeah, he was down there for real, man. I thought you were making that up, but he really does have shirts and a website and stuff too, real.
I told y'all that.
I thought you were BSing, bro. That's all. I'm sorry.
I was dead serious. I got my wife bought me that Fort Valley leather coat for Christmas. Me, my wife, and my oldest two daughters that go to Fort Valley now, they have a sweater that has a Fort Valley sweater. And when my younger two get old enough, they're gonna get their own Fort Valley sweater. So gotta keep it in the family. BuyNiceShirt.com, Panhandle 9, HBCU Love, got all your needs for all that type of apparel. BuyNiceShirt.com. Get your paraphernalia today. And also, this is Shot's favorite sponsor, Henny and Coke. The dark liquor. All right, guys, before we get started, how we're homecoming? With those that went.
Me and Rachel, we sung old Negro spirituals. We sung the alma mater a couple times, and then on Saturday night we went to a men's retreat out in Byron, and we roasted marshmallows, and we listened to gospel songs, and we played bingo and Scrabble. That's what we did. Amen.
Okay, yeah. So he's touched. No, it was a groovy time. You know, especially as you get older, I advise all us at some point, you know, to try to get out there as much. You know, especially with us not being in the vicinity in the state. So it's always a good time to go back, spend money. Just fellowship with the people that you went to school with before there was any titles. Before you was doctor this, manager this, principal this, CEO this. We was all young adults trying to find our way. So it's just really, really cool to see everybody, more mature, up in age, doing things differently, talking about kids, like I ain't gonna even lie, that's the best part of it when you get to go up to somebody, me and Vet was talking to Misha about his kids and what they doing on the field and what Vet's son doing on the field in the classroom. To me that's the best part. Just running into everybody saying how even the people you barely recognize, it's just real cool.
Yeah, we talked about this. You made a suggestion a couple weeks ago. My daughter working out some details to get some pricing for us. We are planning on being live at homecoming next year. We are planning on it. So you go look out for the Fort Valley Boys booth next year. So we are going to be there live and off the chain. So just be ready for it. Just something I'm ready to look forward to. Just can't wait to actually do this thing. So I want to thank those. Mike gave us some nice notes from everybody out there. We want to thank those that do support the show, watch it live or watch it after we stream it. We want to thank all those that supporting the show. We really appreciate it. Watch it live, give us more views so we can start getting funded for this, so we can start getting sponsorships and that type of stuff, so we can make this a secondary income, so we can actually get some things like upgrades and stuff, like all of us get some MacBooks. Apple ain't gonna buy us nothing, so we got to buy it ourselves. So we just watch the show, sponsor the show out, share it, tell your friends about it, just share it out, get the word out. We can only do so much. It's up to the viewers. We thank you for doing all your work that you're doing, so we thank you. In my words of Jalen Rose, thank you. But Todd, here I gotta put it out there. I'm just saying.
I'm looking at Atwater. This man acting like he's smoking a cigarette, man.
Me too. I'm trying to figure out what he smoke. Tiny head. I was thinking the same thing. What you smoking, bro?
That just hit on the gas. Go ahead, Fade.
Also, the program knows Bone Nass is choking on that loud.
Yep.
Four Battle Boys. We're on Sundays and Wednesdays. Wednesdays we're college football and football. Sundays we're talk about pop culture, politics, movies, other sports. Where this Sunday we're going to be reviewing New Jack City, and maybe we're going to talk about the home run record. Might throw that in there. You'll see. Just watch on Sunday. You find out what we talk about. It's going to be me, Big Straw, and Tony. Anybody else who want to hop on, we're going to talk about New Jack City and some other stuff. So Sunday nights at 9, Wednesdays at 9, you can catch all the guys here. So make sure you are out and about when you're watching the show. Now, enough of me talking about us. Let's talk about this college football. Let's get to our Wednesday rundown. Let's get some recap from week 5, guys. I'm going to start with Tony. What's your takeaway from the week and go around the horn? Tony, Bone Ass, Todd, and Damon. Go ahead.
I was shocked as far as how Oklahoma got stomped. That was definitely a shock. I didn't see that coming. The way Georgia struggled against Missouri, even though we still got I'm still proud of them boys because we got a W. So they fought through adversity and still found a way to win the game. A couple of years ago, we would have lost that game just because of the adversity and how things weren't going our way. So definitely seen growth there. Sometimes you gotta, sometimes you gotta win. It's not gonna always be pretty. So definitely shout out to that. But the main thing I was shocked about was, like I said, Oklahoma getting stomped, and I enjoyed seeing Texas A&M, get another L. Definitely enjoyed that.
Mo Nasty, what you got?
The Georgia game, me and Horatio were talking about this weekend. That's life on the road in the SEC. Kirby Smart even said it. Georgia, the last 2 weeks, have turned the ball over 5 times and still been able to win football games. And if this was the Mark Richt era, y'all, they probably lost 1 or 2 of them games. But you also see the difference in what we talk about in recruiting when you got that depth and them 4 and 5 stars out there. And it has showed with Georgia these last 2 weeks. I think the biggest thing for me was I can't recall a year where you had so many coaches fired by the middle of the season. It was 2 coaches and these coaches, y'all, are being let go from Power 5 programs. Paul Chris at Wisconsin and the coach at Colorado, the black guy, both were let go this past week. And I think as of now, there has been 5 or 6 Power 5 coaches let go during the middle of the season. And I want Ratio eventually to elaborate on how that kind of affects recruiting or not affects recruiting. But I can't recall a year, man, where it's been that many coaches fired by Halloween. And that's something major for me. I don't understand the reasoning, but coaches are getting let go left and right now.
Go ahead, give us what you got, Shaq.
I mean, college football is just that. Like, me and Atwater did discuss that, over the weekend. But, I think what the average fan doesn't understand is that every week is a different week. Like, just because you beat somebody by 30 and this team struggle against that same team, that doesn't mean I go out there and beat you by 30. Like, you just got so many different variables. I mean, again, we were all in college like those kids. You got all type of family, school pressure, things of that nature. Things don't click for certain weeks. Overconfidence, all of that play a part in what's going on before you put that final product on the field on Saturday. So my eyes has always been, as long as you win. Schematically, one of the conversations that we had was, everybody's different. Some people feel like, you know, if you're going into an easy game, then you don't want to put your tendencies on film. So sometimes you go into that week in vanilla mode because you're kind of, you know, coaches might not say this, but you're kind of looking ahead to the next week. But your install for this week isn't with the 100% intensity of an Alabama week because you're trying to save some of that stuff for Alabama. So your install might be a little bit vanilla. But for those type of games, every minute, every series that you let that big underdog team hang around, they get more and more confidence, and then your vanilla package don't work as good because that team is getting a lot of confidence. But as long as you get the W, then at the end of the day, that's all that matters because it's a whole nother week. It's a new week. It's a new day. So, you know, that's my take on college football. Every week is its own movie.
Hey, Rachel, let me ask you real quick because I was just talking about it. The schools that have let coaches go, Nebraska, Wisconsin, Colorado, I can't think of nothing else right now, but this past week, it was Wisconsin and Colorado. Recruiting-wise, with these coaches being let go in the middle of the season, how much does it affect recruiting? And the reason I'm asking, these schools, Wisconsin and Colorado, are not your powerhouse or your top 20 programs. So these coaches getting let go, how much of it does it affect recruiting? Does it affect it or it really doesn't?
Okay, so Fabe is the host. So next time, you direct your questions to the host so that he can ask us. You know, we got to follow format. But I appreciate the question because that's what we talked about as far as people want to hear us talk about different stuff. But yeah, like that is always the biggest question whenever you talking about firing the coach because recruiting is, you know, 365, 24/7. So when you let a coach go, then you can expect to lose at least 30% of the kids that he is recruiting because it's all about relationship. It's not no more where these kids are going to the particular school that they fall in love with the school. No, when you fire that coach, even if it's the position coach, you're going to have some residual effects of that because it's all about building relationships. If you follow recruiting at any time, the first thing the athletes talk about is building a relationship with the position coach or the head coach or the grad assistant. So when that person goes, believe it or not, some of those kids will follow that coach because that's who they built the relationship with. So sometimes you got to determine, hey, do I really want to let this coach go and lose my class, or do I want to stick it out? Clearly, for those coaches that was let go, administration felt like, you know, they can get somebody in that could maybe salvage that class, or the class wasn't good anyway, so you might as well just let it go.
That's a big deal with coaching. As far as kids are really supposed to be choosing a school, but they're really choosing a coach, and that's why you see all this NIL. All these kids like Caleb Williams went to Oklahoma with Lincoln Riley, and Lincoln Riley left for USC. That job was already locked in for him by October, November. When he left, Caleb would follow him then on receiving Pittsburgh transfer. So you think these kids are going for the school? They're going for not just NIL, but for the coaches as well. Ty, what you got for week 5?
Speaking of Caleb Williams, I watched him this past weekend. USC defense is horrible. O-line is horrible, but that kid is special. I mean, he's making plays out there like he's playing flag football, man. It's just crazy how good he is out there with them people, man. Because them people out there give him no help. I mean, like literally every play, as soon as they snap the ball, it's 3-4 guys in the backfield, and he finds some kind of way to get up around them people and then throw up wide open, receive open. Like it's just crazy how good he is, man. Like I know he has 2 very good receivers with him, but everything on the rest of that team on USC is horrible.
He'll know the Kyler Murray turn head. He'll know the Kyler Murray.
Man, look here. He might be the way he's looking right now. He's looking a little better because it's crazy, man. That he really has no help. The running game is non-existent, basically. The defense can't stop anything. I think they're giving up like 6 yards per rush, you know, just to inning everybody. But he finds a way to put up 30, 40 points. Like, I don't know how he does it, but man, if you get a chance to really sit and watch him and watch the whole game, it just amazes you how he just really gets pulling that team along by itself. And another thing that I really notice is like it's really gonna come down. I see like 3 games: UCLA versus USC, because UCLA is still surprising people. Alabama versus Michigan, and most likely Alabama and Georgia playing SEC championship game. That look like that's gonna decide the playoffs right there. That's like that's really gonna boil down to them 3 games there and see who can which 3 teams can come on out of there. But that Caleb Williams, he is must see TV.
Mr. Ronald, what you got for us tonight?
I would say I agree with Tony. Oklahoma getting smashed the way they did, and Jimbo Fisher is really giving people reasons to ask if he overrated, because he blew up the bank for some recruits. Not saying all of them are playing. I don't know what is wrong schematically, or it's just a down year, but he is the talk of the town as far as college football. And Alabama is still Alabama. Georgia is still Georgia. And Georgia proved that they still Georgia because they were down and they found a way to come back and win the game. So, and it's life in the SEC. So I'm really surprised mostly by Jimbo proving everybody right and Oklahoma getting down the way they did.
I think he lost a lot of players out there in Oklahoma too. I think a lot of dudes transferred from out there when Lincoln Riley left.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they do.
Hey, just to touch on that again, when you start talking about, we always had this discussion on here, and I'm always a fan of keeping the coach, maybe longer than when they're supposed to be. But people got to understand when you keep changing, every time you change a coach, everything in the whole athletic department changes. From the time you eat, time you get up, how you walk in the room, how you walk out the room, everything changes. And fans, we feel like these kids supposed to just turn it on and turn it off just like that. It's totally different. You went to a school in a certain type of offense because of a certain relationship that you have with these men, and then they leave. The next person come in, they may not talk to you the same way you like being talked to. You might not even be their type of athlete. Me and Atwater have been talking about this for years. We like totally different things. So if he was a coach and he got fired, notice I said he was the one getting fired. If he was the coach and he got fired, he recruited big backs because that's what he likes. He likes big backs that can run the ball 25, 30 times. I like smaller backs that get 25 touches, 14 runs, maybe 9, 10 catches. So the minute I get there, no disrespect, but I don't want his back. And that kid ain't do nothing but work hard for 2-3 years he was on campus, but I don't want him because he don't fit my offense. So all of that got to be taken into consideration when you just talk about, change coaches, fire the OC, this offense bad. Man, I only listen to the people that get paid to coach.
Let me do
and Nick, back to your last question, you were talking about y'all fans.
Y'all fans, huh?
Yeah.
Boy, hey, man, you hell, man. I hear you.
Hey, you caught that, Tony?
Oh, yeah, I caught it.
Like me and Nick talked about it. I told Nick, back me up. Nick said, I got you.
Let me do a quick follow-up to Mike's point about Power 5 coaching firings. That's one of our topics on the rundown. The 5 schools I know, Mike, that I can remember. You'll correct me if I'm missing one. Colorado, Wisconsin, Georgia Tech, Nebraska, and Arizona State. Which one of those 5 jobs right now, because we don't know if Auburn's going to open up. It probably will, but it hasn't opened up yet. Out of those 5, which one's the most attractive, Damien?
Out of those 5, oh man,
I can't believe you taking that long to answer that. That's easy.
Hold on, what was the 5 you said, Fade?
Colorado, Wisconsin, Georgia Tech, Nebraska, and Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Arizona State,
excuse me. Sorry. Thank you. Arizona State.
It will probably be between, to me, either Nebraska or Wisconsin. That's what I think.
Damon, who going to Wisconsin?
I mean, you can build something in Wisconsin if you can Paul Chris won 3 Big Ten West titles. No, he didn't win the Big Ten championship, but you going to the Big Ten West. If you can go over there and dominate, you got a chance of winning the Big Ten title, at least going to the game. Either one of them schools in the Big Ten West, because the Big Ten West really is wide open and it stay wide open. They have a hard time beating whoever in the East. But I mean, when you think about it, what really will draw you to Colorado? I mean, the draw is
hold up. Let me answer that. Please let me answer that. First of all, shout out to Corey, Kelvin, Big Tech, T Mizzle just came on there, Lamont. You know, all the boys, appreciate y'all boys coming on.
Think shout
trees. Their marijuana is legal in the state of Colorado. So
that's good point. Good point.
You know, depending on what your preference is, you can go with that.
Good point.
Colorado, I would say Colorado, Arizona State, and Nebraska. I say out of all those jobs, Georgia Tech will be the least for the simple fact. Georgia Tech, when it comes to recruiting, they're not in the same boat with Georgia when it comes to getting players. Georgia Tech, when it comes to recruiting, competes with Vanderbilt and Northwestern and Stanford and Duke because of the academic standards. So Georgia Tech will probably be the least out of those guys as far as attraction. But Colorado and Arizona State because you're right there in the middle of Texas and California, which are two of the top 4 states in the country in recruiting. Arizona State is a good spot. In Colorado, you're right there in the middle of a lot of that too. So Arizona State and Colorado, and I would have to say Nebraska as well, because Nebraska, with its tradition from winning those championships back then, Nebraska gets a lot of California kids also. So those 3 would be the most attractive. But Georgia Tech will probably be last because it's going to be harder to recruit there because of who you recruiting with. Remember, when in the recruiting world, you have schools that you compete with for certain areas and players and that kind of thing. So Georgia Tech is in a tough spot when it comes to recruiting simply off of its academic standards.
Kevin made a comment. Georgia Tech don't have the athletes, plus that Atlanta nightlife don't hit the same anymore. So,
I mean, Georgia Tech could possibly get athletes, but the thing about it, you competing with you look at your recruiting competition. Can Georgia Tech keep up and get them same kind of players? You're getting high academic guys. That's one of the schools I don't see Deion Sanders going to because of the academic standards there. So, I mean, anything in Atlanta ain't gonna go if you are a 4 or 5 star in Atlanta, you're not gonna go to Georgia Tech. You're gonna either go to Georgia or one of them, Clemson, Alabama, one of them schools.
I would say Wisconsin myself. Was that?
I was saying, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I would say Wisconsin myself. You know, out of everybody that you named, Nebraska. Man, listen, Tommy Frazier and and Osborne, they ain't walking through them doors, man. Nebraska will never be what they used to be. I don't see it. But no, I definitely think Wisconsin has a solid program. They're always competing in the Big Ten. Like Damon said, at least as far as going to the Big Ten championship game. And I don't have the stats like right in front of me, but they've even won the Big Ten flat out right. A couple of times, and went to the bowl game, not the playoffs, but because usually if Ohio State don't win it, usually nobody's coming out of the Big Ten to go to the playoff. That's another conversation. But I definitely think Wisconsin has the most attractive job, out of all the schools that are open right now. Of course, if things change in Auburn and stuff like that, of course, it'll be different.
we get tied and shot in before we get to the picks. Which one of those jobs will be the most attractive job if you're a candidate for a head coach position?
Give me Arizona State because all those programs, you're not gonna be long enough there. You're gonna be there that long anyway. So give me Arizona State. I can play me some golf. I can go drive. I can drive over there to Vegas, play some go gamble a little bit, go to California because I'm only gonna be there maybe 3, 4 years for they 5. So let me have me some great weather, play some golf, and move on to my next job.
And catch that payout, catch that payout when you get fired. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Shot?
I don't think none of us know. I think we're looking at proximity, but ain't nothing to do in Oklahoma. And I'm like, I was about to rule out Nebraska too. I was about to say, who the hell want to go to Nebraska? There's nothing in Oklahoma either. Like I don't remember nobody talking about I'm taking a family to Oklahoma. So Oklahoma, Kansas, all of them schools, there's nothing there either. The team with the most attractive job is the school whose administration gonna put the money out to make them successful. These kids gonna go wherever the relationship and the money tell them to go. If you offer me an NIL deal and the best chance to play in Oklahoma or Nebraska or Wisconsin, that's where I'm going. If you can show me a great facility, there's absolutely nothing. Tony, correct me if I'm wrong. There's absolutely nothing in Clemson, South Carolina. That's why they promote this big old playground. There's nothing to do in South Carolina in that part. So, but that don't stop kids from going to Clemson.
No, not at all.
So to me, it's whatever administration gonna put the money up and say, hey, we gonna make football, i.e. athletics, a priority. That's the school that's most attractive.
And one last comment from Corey. Georgia Tech has to start from scratch. They would need Sean Jones, a former quarterback, to learn how to recruit against Georgia UGA and schools in their conference.
Yeah. Hey, Corey, Georgia Tech can go out and get Kenny Anderson to come in and talk about recruiting. They would never be able to out-recruit Georgia. They never have a chance, a shot. Back in the day, in the mid-'90s, early 2000s, Georgia Tech was getting some guys that Georgia maybe wanted. You got Calvin Johnson and Reggie Ball and a couple of those guys. Them days over, bro.
I totally disagree with that. I mean, now Atwater's point in the beginning was true. Georgia Tech operate under a different standard. Their administration, again, I keep going to administration, they don't care about football like that. They care about academics. They're about producing engineers. Same thing with Vanderbilt. Same thing with Northwestern, Syracuse. They don't put that kind of attention into athletics like a Georgia, like the SEC, like the other schools in the SEC. But if Georgia if Georgia Tech was to make a shift and lower those academic standards, which they never will, so this is a moot point. Now, again, like Kevin said, now you're recruiting with the city of Atlanta behind you. That's a big deal. Because where most of the kids come from, Atlanta anyway, right? Now you get to stay home. You ain't even got to go up I-20.
They stay right there, right around.
But I mean, like you said, the key statement you said was they're not gonna make them changes though.
No, they're not. Hey, this is a real mute argument. Georgia Tech listen to this podcast like, for what? Like, do y'all know who made the platform y'all on right now?
Let's get to our picks for week 6. Our picks are brought to you by Pick. Get a hair pick. If you got an afro, get your hair pick.
Hey, real quick, you done tallied up where we sitting at, man, with these picks, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna read them off. I gotta pull it up now, so give me a second.
Woo, boy.
Okay,
hold on. Let me wait. It's down.
Hey, we can wait on that because I know my last couple of picks was trash.
We don't
need
that's exactly why I want to know, Shot. That's exactly why I want to know.
Can we wait till the weekend?
You've been saying some outlandish shit the past couple of weeks, boy.
Hey, can we wait till after Christmas before we send these grades on?
No.
We'll wait. We'll tell Infinite Camper down.
Tony, boy, you a snitch.
But let me tell you like this though. Let me you know what? I ain't gonna call y'all. I ain't gonna get y'all like that. Okay. They put like that. Everybody above 500 though. Everybody above
I
500.
want numbers. I want numbers.
He said, "I want numbers."
All right, Mike 11-4. I'm 11-9. Shot 11-9. Tony 13-7. Damon 9-6. Tiny at 10-5. Mario 7-2. Kelvin 5-4. Anatole 5-5. Corey 6-1. That's really skewed data because he only picked for 2 weeks. Tick is 3-2. And that's everybody that's picked on that was on air when we did the college picks.
Who's in first place at Dime Fade? Who's in first place?
First
Man,
place.
you heard it. Shut up, man.
Yeah,
I'm just asked.
Tony got 13 wins. Tony got 13 wins.
You
All
talking about winning percentage, huh, Mike? You got the better winning percentage.
I didn't hear all of it. I didn't hear Tiny head or ratios.
Tony is 10-5. Shot is 11-9.
All right.
Everybody above 500 though. That's good. Now the NFL, I don't know what to say.
I was trying to Aaron Judge. I was trying to swing for the fences to just create some separation.
Okay.
But I get back to logic now. Shout out to Aaron Judge. Hey, that's the first baseball reference I made.
That boy been trying to think outside the box.
Yeah, he did pull out a baseball reference.
I ain't never did that. Now they can start cutting through our TV shows.
Yeah, thank God. All right, this first game, TCU and Kansas. Kansas, I picked this game because this is something we never seen before. Kansas in the top 25. So, which one you got? TCU, Kansas, Mike.
It's been a while. What's the dude? It's been a while, but Kansas been in the top 25 before.
Last time Kansas, they said like 2009 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the coach. I'm trying to remember the coach they had. They had a big.
Charlie Wise.
Charlie Wise. Yeah.
Yep.
Fabe, I'm going with Paul Pierce and Rafe LaFrance and Jacques Vaughn. I like Kansas.
All right, Tony.
Kansas and who?
TCU.
Oh, TCU.
Shot.
TCU.
Hey, don't be trying to trail me the rest of the night. Shot with these picks.
Nah, next time I'm gonna go first.
Ty.
Let me get Gail said, baby. Kansas coming.
Again, yep. D Roundel.
TCU. I'm gonna go with TCU.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kansas. I'm gonna go with the fighting Bill Selfs. All right.
Tick got Kansas.
Kelvin got
Kansas. Kelvin got TCU. I'm gonna wait to see who else say something. Let's see if Corey type his in. Corey got TCU. So Tick Kansas, Kelvin TCU, Corey got TCU.
All right, UCLA and Utah. Utah had their leading receiver, I think the tight end, out for the year with torn ACL.
Where's the game?
I like Chip Kelly, man. I'm going with them Bruins.
So UCLA the home team?
I believe they are. Let me verify that for you.
Yeah, they are fake.
They are, okay.
According to my statistics, they are.
That boy said statistics. I'm not going. According to his statistics.
Go ahead, Shot. Go ahead.
All right, so I got UCLA. Kelvin got UCLA. And Reverend Tick got UCLA.
Tony.
Give me Utah.
Tiny head.
It went wrong. UCLA.
D Rumble.
UCLA. I watched them play Washington. That was a good game.
They spanked them.
That was a good game. So I like what I see out of them, boy. I'm a ride with them.
Hey, they got rid of the divisions in the Pac-12, right? So top two teams go to the conference championship, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
And just to prove the point from the last comment, if you can get somebody to go to Utah and play football, you can get somebody to go anywhere to play football.
Yeah. Ain't none but Mormons and whole lot of Polygamy.
So, yeah,
I know a couple of kids that went out that way. That wasn't their first choice though.
Yeah, but we probably talking about the same kid. Amari Simpkins, your boy, the boys from Hallandale.
Yeah. Boy, we're looking down that list, and that list was looking like Florida Memorial and stuff like that. Utah, here I come.
Nah, one of them turned down UM to go to Utah.
Which
The boy that
some ain't a bad decision.
Buffalo right now.
Yeah, for some of them ain't a bad decision not to go to UM.
So But you got the other picks. You got Corey got UCLA too.
Yeah, I got him.
All right.
All right, Alabama, Texas A&M. Can I assume everybody going to pick Alabama because this is Alabama?
Road.
Where was Alabama?
Yeah.
Hey, we'll see last year. Y'all saw what happened.
A&M is lost. No.
Okay, we ain't pick Texas A&M then.
Roll damn tide.
Everybody got Alabama. Kelvin, Roll Tide, Tick.
Jimbo Fisher lost that team. They don't have nothing he got to say.
Bryce Young playing?
Don't know. I think he's playing. I think Nick Saban playing core with that. So if he don't play, it's gonna be a closer game. Texas A&M will cover easy if Bryce Young don't play.
Yeah, Corey got Alabama too.
All right, last one: BYU and Notre Dame. We just talked about Utah. Shot. It's gonna be at Notre Dame. Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
No, this game is neutral site. It's gonna be in Las Vegas.
So Utah the home team pretty much then. Okay.
It's in Utah.
Oh, it's a neutral site game?
No, this game in Las Vegas.
Oh, it's in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Notre Dame.
Bring it for the fences.
All right. Who you said? You said Notre Dame shot?
I got Notre Dame.
All right, Tony.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Notre Dame.
Tony trying to look up stats over there, man. He checking the other guy.
No, I was tripping. I wanted to see where the game was at. I wasn't down that water, but I'm like, damn, they in Vegas. I wanted to make sure. That's cool.
Facts. Ty Detman ain't playing. So, T. Mizzle say just going back up the line. He got UCLA. He got A&M.
Yeah, I got him.
Okay, all right.
That boy still running with goddamn Jimbo, huh? Florida State, hey, it's over.
Hey, real talk though. If Bryce Young don't play, Alabama may be in trouble.
That's what I'm saying. They'll cover. They'll at least cover. They'll be less. They'll lose by at least 3.
That's the only thing they'll do. They won't goddamn get beat by the spread. But them people ain't listening to Jimbo no more.
This ain't no sneak up game no more.
No.
They know exactly
tired of Jimbo in his
where
mind.
they going.
You already know Saban checked this one off as soon as the schedule came up.
Reverend Tick, there's a comment that he's putting toward Mike. Texas A&M looking like Atwater chin hair right now.
God damn, people ain't got a chance.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Got a chance.
That's cold blooded, man. That's cold blooded.
Yeah, take you out of line for that.
That'll low down.
Read the screen, Mike. See what Tick said about you.
Texas A&M looking like Atwater chin. That's pretty good, Tick. I like that one.
Is Tick behind you?
David, who you got, man? David, who you got?
I got Notre Dame, bro.
All right. Tiny head.
Let me get Las Vegas. BYU.
BYU, all right. Yeah, due to the fact that the circumstances are beyond Marcus Freeman control, I'm gonna go with BYU.
I'm going with Notre Dame, dog.
All right, let's get to some NFL talk, y'all. Let's get to this NFL talk. Week 4 recap. Shot one brought this up in pre-production. As y'all know, Tua pretty much had 2 concussions in 5 days. He shouldn't even play last Thursday night. I'm gonna start with Shot on here because he wanted to broach this topic. What should the NFL do about this concussion protocol?
Actually act like they give a damn. Like they got protocols in place with enough loopholes, in my opinion, with enough loopholes to let you get out of it if you so choose. So this neurologist, he fell on the sword because the NFL has to maintain their their image. And so he's the one that fell on the sword. But the protocol basically says if the player passes all of the screenings that does not show a concussion, then he or she is allowed to continue play. Never mind that he hit his head, got up, and stumbled. So we always talk about the eye test on here. I'm always bringing up the eye test. I mean, what did the eye test tell you? The eye test said he hit his head, he got up, he stumbled. Tua goes in the locker room and allegedly, per his statement, he complained of his back. Now, I'm gonna take some from what Shannon Sharp say. Most of the time when you hurt your knee, you grab your knee. I've never hurt my knee and grabbed my head. So he fell down, he wobbling, and for some reason, he goes in the back and passes the screen test, which you can do when you have a concussion. You can still be concussed. There were 2 big cases on Fort Valley State, well, 1 big case and 1 small case of concussions happening on campus. It's been documented.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was documented. We did some research. One of our fellow Wildcats had mild amnesia concussion. I know y'all probably ain't seen that in the medical books, but it did happen. And so you can be perfectly fine and pass the test and still have a concussion. So I just think it was a loophole. He didn't, he came back, won the game. I'm gonna wrap this up, but I think they really pretty much put that kid's life in danger, because with concussions, it's not the fact that you get a concussion, it's the amount of time you get to heal from the first trauma to the brain. So they rolled this kid out 4 days later, and he got another concussion. And as we talked about before, me and Atwater, this is a situation where that kid could have really died on that field with having that kind of trauma to the brain within 4 days of each other. So I think the NFL right now is a farce. I don't know how long they're going to keep him out. A doctor had to fall on the sword, but today they're talking about redoing, well, not today, a couple of days ago, they're talking about redoing the concussion protocol. Yeah, of course. You're reactive, not proactive. So just act like you give a damn in the NFL.
Let me ask everybody this then. Do you think there should be a mandatory sit time for concussions, like 2 weeks, and then reevaluate after that? I know the answer is gonna be the NFL's not gonna do it, but let me just entertain it for me. Anybody can jump in.
I mean,
the way to go by, there should be different levels of it, because you can't just say, okay, 2 weeks and the guy really just had maybe a mild concussion. So I mean, that'd be kind of hard to say, okay, you look like you might have had a concussion, you're gone for 2 weeks. That's kind of trying to kind of strict there. But it should be some way you should be able to look at him and say, you know what, at least with Tua, the guy has no way. NFL halftime is 12 minutes. There's no way you could diagnose this man in 12 minutes to say he's good to go. I mean, that's impossible. It's 5 steps to concussion protocol. So how can you go through all 5 steps in 12 minutes, even 15 minutes, to say, okay, he's good to go? I mean, each one should at least take 10, 15 minutes apiece to make sure the man is okay. There was no way possible you should be able to even go back into a game after something like that. I mean, that shouldn't even be possible. I mean, it should be like automatically your helmet is taken away. Let's go ahead and get you some real checkup going on. But there got to be a better way than just, okay, we got how many fingers I'm holding up. Okay, you hit these little dots on the screen. Okay, you're good to go. That just doesn't work. Especially when we see a guy out there that clearly can't even walk. If he would have been a boxer, there's no way they would let that fight keep going. He damn sure could have had a fight the next week. So a lot of things got to be changed because, like I say, he got brain swelling. He had a bleed on the brain. With his hands, he was paralyzed for a second. So we got talking about long-term CTE, seizures, all that kind of stuff. Like one guy said, a player that played with him, he ended up having a seizure on the plane. He had 2 seizures on the plane after concussion. So anything could happen to this guy, and they only worry about, can we stay relevant? Can we beat Buffalo winning division? And that got to be stopped. It got to be about the players first. And right now, it's not about the players. It's about, can we make this money? Can we keep these people in the stands? So a lot got to be changed.
All right, anybody else want to jump in?
Anyhead, you basically said what I was thinking, man. That you watch that replay of Tua's head hitting that turf. It bounced twice, and he immediately rolled over. It's like I remember that. I can't think of his name right now. The Michigan Shane Morris. He got his bell rung. He got up and walked, and then fell, and then tried to go back in the game. They yanked him out real quick. There's got to be a way that you can check these cats and not worry about seats in the stands, but you worry about your employer. I mean, your employee. That's to me. They saying that Tua should retire. There was something out there that he should just flat out retire.
Yeah, that doctor that did that big study on CTE came out and said that he needs to go ahead and retire.
He may won't go ahead and retire. So
he at least needs to take the rest of this season off to make sure. At least take the rest of the season off and see how you feel after this season, because right now he probably say I'm feeling great, stuff like that. But if he have another one during the season, I mean, that could be really it for him for a long term.
Yeah, they definitely if he'd have died, it'd have been a whole different ball game.
So first, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tony. I think you was about to talk.
No, I was reading the comments. I'm good. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna read Tick's on first, because Tick said I don't know, did it pop up on there? Yeah, there you go. My son was in concussion protocol for a month. Okay, so let's not kid ourselves. The NFL not holding no star players out for 2-3 weeks because of some head injury. It's $1 billion industry.
Head.
10 years ago, this industry owned, like the movie said, it owns the day of the week, which is Sunday. It's three things happen on Sunday. There's church, and you rushing the pastor to get finished. I know I do. Then you got football. Then you got Sunday night football. Then you getting ready for work. They done cut into Monday night. They about to take over Thursday night, except some of us too cheap to get Amazon Prime. I know I am. Like
cut it out.
If you got Amazon,
this is a good time for you to plug your Fire Stick tiny head. Go ahead, take the next 10 seconds and tell everybody how they can get Amazon on Thursday night. Floor is yours.
Hey, you want to see every game for free? Get you a Fire Stick. You never miss any game. NFL, NBA, you never miss a game.
Bam! See how we just worked that in there? That was smooth as hell.
As my son like to tell everybody, you be watching stuff on the illegal website.
Exactly. Hey, that was perfect right there, boy. We gotta do that.
He is funny, man.
But yeah, they don't care about these. Listen, they gotta support that product on the field. To answer your question, Fade, 1 week. I think it's 1 week. If it's a severe case where they X-ray, then yeah, 2. But definitely 1 week, and then you go from there. But we're not crazy enough to think the NFL gonna hold people out for 2 weeks when they paying these same people hundreds of $1 million now. We're not crazy enough or naive enough to think that's gonna happen, right? But like Reverend Tick said, they put that kid's life in danger.
Let me get a quick comment.
He signed up for it.
Yeah. Let me get a quick comment in. Anatole throwing shade. Oh damn! I missed the entire show. I was helping the kids with the Benedict Arnold report. That's fine. For Valuable Podcast, say cool. We had to go to exit 57 at 3 p.m. So
okay.
So that's all.
I don't know what the beef is. Y'all let us know later, right?
Yeah, I just hope that a report don't get flooded out. Flooded out in Doherty County. All right, let's do some quick takes before we get to some good Atwater's BS list. Mike, this one's for you. Are the Eagles for real?
Yeah. The Eagles are for real.
Is he showing off his biceps?
Now his under breast.
My God.
I can't. I can't. Go ahead, Mike.
Tiny head like he finna take a senior picture. Like he in the 12th grade.
Oh, look at the pose, bro.
That didn't look away.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the Eagles for real. They got a good front four. Jalen Hurts, he got plenty of weapons. The Eagles for real. Yeah. Hey Tony, we're gonna see what they made of in about 2 more weeks.
Mm-hmm. All right, Tony, this one for you. Is Cooper Rush gonna get the full effect of the Rams pass rush this Sunday?
Yeah, definitely. But we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna rely on the right game. And just like we've been doing, not putting it in his hands, and making him go win the game. Just pick your spots, take what the defense is giving you, hand that rock off, and we're gonna see we gonna see what happens. We got our own pass rush too.
Tony,
Go ahead.
as a Cowboy fan, man, you who you rather see at quarterback, man? You rather get Dak back, or you like what we're doing with?
Why is that even a question?
Hey, okay, about 20 years ago, up in New England, they changed history with something like this.
Man, come on, man.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Didn't they do that in Dallas with Tony Romo and Dak?
T-Miles, shut your hating ass up, man.
They were not cussing on the show.
Where's the beat button, man?
Boy, that was a. Hey, Tony, calm down, man. That was kind of aggressive, that big dog.
No, I'm just messing with T-Miles, man. Me and him always be drawing about them Niners and them Cowboys, man.
Hey, them boys high right now. Them boys
I know it. I know it. He feeling himself right now.
Hey, I'm just saying, Tony. 20 some years back, Drew Bledsoe went out, and a legend was created. That's all I'm saying. And Tony Romo got hurt.
I be trying to side with you, bro. I be trying to take up for you, man. Come on, man. Cut it out, man.
What, you saying that ain't possible?
Come on, man. For real?
Okay. All right.
So you think Cooper Rush better than Dak, man?
I'm not saying he's better than Dak. I'm saying what's better for the team. Is he better for the team?
I mean,
I'm not necessarily saying he's better than Dak.
That's coaching. That's
Cooper
coaching.
Rush it may be better for the team.
Listen, that's coaching. Right now, we're doing the things that we're supposed to be doing to win, that we need to be doing with Dak out there on the field, dude. So if we go back there, if we go back there where we want to drop back and we want to throw the ball 40, 50 times a game, you know what I'm saying? But when Dak get back out there, that's not Dak. That's not Cooper Rush. That's coaching.
I'm not saying Adam told that Cooper Rush the next Brady. I'm just saying they look really good with Cooper Rush right now.
All right, let me get to these quick takes right quick. Damon, Aaron Glenn deserve another year defensive coordinator in Detroit?
I don't think so. I don't really know because it's a lot of injuries. I don't know, bro. It's crazy to sit there and watch a top-rated offense with Jared Goff. A ratio, all of us inside joke with Jared Goff. You got the number one.
No, man, I'm laughing at these comments, boy. Faye picking him, boy. He picking him. I'm sorry, man.
I don't see how you can. I don't know if you can bring him back. I don't know. He still got the whole season left, but you dead last in everything. Third down conversion, total defense. You dead last historically bad. So and I know he got injuries, but when you got a top-ranked offense, Jared Goff doing his thing, ain't nobody up here talking about him. He actually is playing well. Negate the pick six that he done threw. But other than that, they running the ball effectively. They passing the ball effectively, and the defense come out and give up 40-some points a game. I don't know, bro. I got to see what the season come back when his players come back from injury. But if you ask me, like straight up, I would lean towards no.
You said no for who? Dak, Damon?
No, Aaron Glenn, D coordinator for Detroit.
Oh, okay.
D coordinator.
Tiny
head.
We're not going to win the division despite all the injuries.
Right now, you look at the schedule, we can easily go 10-3. So it's a very good chance that we will win the division. We already won against the Rams. We already beat Seattle. So only tough games we really have left is the Rams, Kansas City, and Tampa. So yeah, it's a very good chance that we can win the division.
Yeah, Jimmy G is 7-0 against the Rams in the regular season. Shot. Did Pittsburgh make the right decision by going to Kenny Pickett?
Oh, absolutely. Like Mitchell Trubisky That's the same Mitchell Trubisky that was picked ahead of Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes, right?
Yeah, that's the same one.
Same guy.
Just double checking. Yeah, Mitchell Trubisky is horrible. Like, I'm sorry. Let me rewind it. Let me say it again. He's horrible, and so anything is an upgrade over Mitchell Trubisky right now. Why not? Go with the rookie. Especially when you see guys like when you see what Rush is doing over there in Dallas. That's the easy question. Mitch is horrible. Next question. He's horrible.
All right, we're gonna get to our picks. Well, before we get to the picks, I'm gonna put them on the screen where everybody can think about their picks. Now, I'm gonna go to the NFL records, do our quarter report.
I'm sorry, Faye. Reverend Tick say Trubisky is dumpster juice.
Dumpster juice. That's
terrible.
Terrible.
That's terrible. Yeah, that's Charles Barkley. Terrible. Terrible.
That's terrible.
Goodness.
Terrible. All right. So now we're gonna get to the NFL picks, and we got a few folks that's under 500. Mike, you're at 7-7. I'm 9-10. Shot 11-8. Tony 8-11. David 12-7. Tick 7-4. Corey 99. Anatole 10-5. Lamont 3-1. He picked one time. That was it. Tiny Head 7.
You might just drop out of Sunday school, bro.
Hey, I'm on a comeback. I started off real bad. I'm on a comeback though.
Hey, he doing good in regular school. He can't handle that Sunday school, bro.
All right, that's our picks brought to you by Mitchell Trubisky. Our picks are brought to you by Mitchell Trubisky. All right. Before we get to our picks, I'm going to share my screen and go to Mike's BS list. We're gonna run through it real quick. Let's see. Present my screen.
I'm sorry. Can you tell us what the BS list is?
It's Mike's tiered quarterbacks after 4 weeks of play.
Somebody would say it's a
tiers again. We back to the tiers.
Tiers.
Y'all right, chill out, man. Cause last time he did the list, he ended up taking a sabbatical for a while, man. Y'all respect my man. Give him the floor. Go ahead, Atwater. I got you, bro.
No, don't let him take you down. Don't go down with him, Tony.
I'm security right now, man. I got you, bro.
Good looking out, man.
Don't go down with him, Tony, man.
I got you. You got them haters on here.
He can't email the list.
So after 4 weeks, man, we got our quarterback tiers, and you take a look at the tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. So far, after 4 weeks, I only got 5 quarterbacks right now that's a tier 1 quarterback just for this season. We're not talking about a career. That's Hurts, Allen, Tua, Lamar Jackson, or Patrick Mahomes. Anybody disagree with them? That's really what we're looking at. That tier 1. They're the only quarterbacks that I would say are tier 1 quarterbacks so far this season. Everybody agree with that 5? I didn't put them in no order. I'm just saying that that's the tier 1 quarterback. Anybody agree with that or disagree? Anybody need to be added?
Who with the 5 again? Who with the 5?
Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Tua, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes.
Would you take Tua out now that he hurt, or you will leave him there?
That was just after 4 weeks. I mean,
okay,
this will change in a couple of weeks, but after the first 4 weeks of the season, I would consider Tua a tier 1 quarterback for this season so far.
Oh, boy.
I told you I'm security, man. I got you, Atwater. Go ahead, bro.
No, I'm just saying, I wasn't even going to break down because I got like Tom Brady and the rest of them guys in tier 2 and all that. But tier 1, do we need to add anybody to tier 1 or drop anybody from tier 1 after 4 weeks?
I'm sorry.
No, tier 1 actually look clean, man. I don't have no issue with that. I don't think it's nobody that could be added in there.
Is the fluid?
What's the names again? I can't see it. It's small.
Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Tua, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know about Tua, though, and I'm not even trying to be a hater, but, I mean, he had a great game against Baltimore. You know, the
He had a
rest
great
of
game against Buffalo, didn't
He had a solid game.
No, I don't think. I think he threw a pick and had one touchdown, one interception.
I think he was clean on the interceptions. I'll look it up though. I think he was clean on the interceptions.
Okay.
Give me a sec. I'll pull it up. I would take Tua off. Maybe move.
I mean, I guess if you're going by stats, T. Miz will say Tua don't belong. Anatoly say Tua don't belong.
he? Hey, pull up Tua's stat, Fade.
That's what Anatoly said. Pull up his numbers.
All right, give me a second.
Can you write them on this same notebook paper?
Yeah, I get it out your office.
I'm just asking. Like you don't have no like iPad, Microsoft Face tablet, none of that.
You want to buy one?
I mean, I got a typewriter, word processor.
All right, yeah, bring it to me then. Since it's a problem, bring it to me, big dog.
Why are you
Appreciate
writing
it.
in all caps?
Appreciate it, big dog. What you got for me, Fade?
Yeah, Tua's numbers. Averaging 258 yards a game, 8 touchdowns, 3 picks, thrown for 1,035 yards this year. 69% completion percentage.
Okay. All right, that's all I want to see. Just see if anybody agree with that tier 1, tier 2. I didn't see nobody else that deserved to be in tier 1. I thought about Cooper Rush, but no, I don't think he's done enough to be up there. But that's it with the quarterback list.
Now,
the rest, tier 4. There's a bunch of them dudes in tier 4.
Now, if I had to push back on your list a little bit, to be honest with you, the way this Jared Goff stats this year, I would put
that's another good one. That's a good one, Fade.
I would take Jared Goff and put him in tier 2 and move Cooper Rush down to 3.
Absolutely.
Cooper Rush down to 3.
Him back in.
Yeah, I'm trying to let back in. I don't see him yet. Let me stop sharing my screen so I can see him.
There you go.
Well, I would.
That's a good. I didn't even think about that, Fade. That's a good one. Jared Goff got some really good stats this year as of right now. You could put him in tier 2. I know the team suck, but if you just talking about
stats, yeah.
Play, his stats is what you seen. You know what stat? Let me look. I can help you.
Let's see. Give me a second. Which quarterback you talking about? Jared Goff?
Yeah.
He's third in the league in yards, 1,126 yards, 11 touchdowns, 3 picks.
That's impressive.
What's his complete?
It's only 60.9.
Oh, yeah. That still could put him after the 4 weeks. That still could put him in the lower part of tier 2. He probably do deserve to be in the tier 2.
Well, yeah, I would move him down to 3 right now. Kyler Murray, he's 65%, 5 touchdowns and 2 picks. I can almost make an argument for Geno Smith going to 2. I can almost make an argument, but I can't force myself to say Geno Smith is a tier 2 quarterback, even though he's completing 7% of his passes. But wherever Russell Wilson was at, I'll put him at 4. The way he's playing this year, he would not be in the top. He'd be a tier 4 quarterback if he's just going based on this year.
He can't get in that 4, man. Do you see who all in tier 4? That tier 4, man, there's a bunch of horribleness in that tier 4. Justin Field, you got Trubisky.
I think Daniel Jones. I don't think Daniel Jones belong at 4. I think he should be in 3 through the first 4 games.
Oh, I don't know, bro. Daniel Jones, man.
What's some stats, Fade? Yeah, they 3-1. Like, I don't get me wrong. I know a lot of that is Saquon. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, shit, Saquon helping it.
Give me 3-1 with okay stats over 2-2 or 1-3 with great stats.
All day.
Somebody tell Tiny Head to try to log back in because tell him to try to log back in. But if I had one more, if I look at this list again, Justin Fields, Jimmy G. Yeah, there's some terrible quarterbacks in that four, like y'all said.
Yeah, we can't put Russell. Russell ain't in that class, I don't think, bro.
I mean,
I done told say put Stafford down there.
4 touchdowns, 1 pick, 61% completion percentage for Russell Wilson. But
yeah, I agree with that. I agree with him putting Stafford down there. He's been stinking up the place.
Yep.
He's been horrible.
In tier 4?
He may have more picks than touchdowns. I'm not sure.
I know he got more pick sixes. And I don't know who was that. Marcus Spears. Shout out to Marcus Spears. He tweeted out last night. I think Matthew Stafford threw a pick. He said that's what your behind get for thinking only Cooper Kupp play wide receiver. Like when you talk about street ball, that dude don't see nobody else but Cooper Kupp. However long it take Cooper Kupp to get open, that's how long he gonna hold the ball and wait. And then the NFL, not the NFL, but then they want to give Sean McVay all this credit for scheming Cooper Kupp open. He not scheming him open. They just waiting on him to get open.
Yeah, I don't agree. I don't agree with Jimmy G being in tier 4 either. He should be in 3.
I'll move him with Matt Jones. I'll flip him with Matt Jones.
He's there right where he at. He's there where he at. Don't pump him up, man, bit.
And that's a 49. That's a 49er fan for you.
Man, that boy had you smoking Newports all game.
I didn't put up something. Say they number 1 in defense and 31 in offense. Well, you talking about two extremes.
Only team worse than us is the Detroit Lions. Detroit number 1 in offense and 32 in defense.
All right, let's get
to 35. They give you 35.
Say that again.
Go ahead, Tony.
35. Detroit will give you 35 points and score 35.
Yep.
All right, let's get to our picks real quick, guys. Atlanta, Tampa Bay. Atlanta's actually in first place in the NFC South. So that's gonna be an interesting game this weekend, especially with Tampa Bay giving up 41 points to the Big Red Machine. Tony, who you got?
Tampa Bay.
Tony.
Tampa Bay in a blowout.
Shot.
I'm not even about to be funny, but like I'm real curious with this game because we talk about this with the college kids, but Tom Brady is going through a divorce. And I'm saying this because I got him as my quarterback on my fantasy team. I'm really, really curious to see how he plays this weekend because it clearly you're going through something. Like it's unfortunately it's public. So I'm curious to see exactly how he plays this weekend with what he got going on. But I'm going with Tampa Bay.
That's why I threw that blowout in. That's why I threw that blowout in there. I think
so
the boy
gonna be focused on Tony.
Yeah. Okay. I think the boy gonna roll over Falcon, dude.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're gonna blow him out, but I'm curious. I'm curious to see what he does because we just talked about that, right? Like, they go through stuff, that kind of stuff you don't know about. So if he don't play well, of course they're gonna say that's why.
Yeah.
But then if they blow him out, then he might be on a mission this year. With what's going on.
That's a safe place out there on that field. That field where he feel most happy and comfortable at. So
yeah, you're right.
That's what he want to be.
I want to see if that dynamic plays out. But now remember, for the whole year, not just one game. It's not like he had a tragedy and he's able to go on the field and just lose himself in the
going home to him. Keep going home to it. He got to keep going home to it.
Yeah, like this is gonna be in the news for the next, for the rest of the season. So. I'm curious to see how he does that, especially with him being one of my fantasy quarterbacks.
Hey,
he might get moved out, get a partner with AB.
Speaking of Tampa Bay, real quick, this is a side note. I'm sitting here rewatching the game, the Kansas City Tampa Bay game on NFL Network, dude. They just showed. Do you know the Tampa Bay Buccaneers got an assistant defensive line coordinator as a woman?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's dope.
Think 49ers
They just showed in the booth and everything, dude. That's dope.
Hey, so I'm glad you mentioned that too, Tony. We're not gonna talk about AB with the picture, AB and
Oh man.
and Zach Wilson with the shade.
Whoa, what y'all talking about? I ain't
Yeah,
heard about
what
this.
Zach Wilson do? I know about the AB thing. What does Zach Wilson do?
Zach Wilson said, I got you, Giselle. Yeah.
Oh, I ain't heard.
Uh-oh.
What?
At least that's
What did AB do?
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to make sure everything I say on this show from now on is PG, not even PG-13. So I'm gonna refrain from what I'm thinking, but that's how you get dealt with.
Wait, what did AB do? I ain't heard about this.
Man, somebody tell this dude what AB did, man.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that net, man. I said I'm done. I'm not giving him no attention. That's what he want. I'm not giving him no attention.
D-Ran, you from Detroit. Tell that man what AB did.
Let it go, Mike.
That tiny head homeboy, tell him what your homeboy did.
AB and Tom Brady get an apartment together.
Ain't nobody. You know what? I'm glad as a show we not promoting that foolishness. Next topic.
All right, everybody picking Tampa Bay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I got Tampa Bay too.
Yeah, let me see. Let me look in the chat.
It looked like everybody got Tampa Bay.
Yeah, everybody got Tampa Bay.
Yeah, they said Atlanta going to Atlanta. Except Corey. Corey, only one. Hey, Corey, only one. I'm sorry for you, dog. All right, Cincy and Baltimore.
Oh, Corey did pick that out.
Shot.
What they playing that game at, Fade? Cincy, Baltimore.
Baltimore. I think that's a Sunday night game, if I remember correctly.
I think it's in Baltimore, yeah.
Baltimore.
Tony.
Cincinnati hot. I like Joe Burrow.
I got Cincy, man.
See, that's why you be getting kicked out of church, Tony.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why I'm 8-11. But no, I got Cincy though. I got Cincy.
D. Rama.
I'm gonna go with Baltimore. John don't make no dumb mistakes again.
Tiny head.
Let me get Baltimore for the first 3 quarters and Cincinnati for the 4.
So you got Cincinnati. So you got Cincinnati there.
Hey, that's the realest thing we done said on here today.
Right.
That's factual right there.
Yeah. Let's see. Mike.
Anatoly got Baltimore. Kelvin got Baltimore. Tick got Baltimore. I don't know who Corey picked yet. I know he picked the Falcons, so I think Fire Rescue on their way to his house now.
He just picked
Baltimore defense do that again.
Yeah, now you got the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm changing my pick. I'm going to Cincinnati since Corey went to Baltimore. I'm good. I'm going to Cincinnati.
All right, got me thinking about it. You're right, boy. 3 quarters of Cincinnati.
3 quarters.
Last quarter, Cincinnati.
They excellent first 3 quarters.
Really.
Goldie got Tampa Bay and Baltimore. Let me go to the Dallas and Rams. This is in LA. It's gonna be SoFi and SoFi. Tony, you're not picking this game because you're calling it.
Yeah, I'm calling the game, man. I'm in the booth that night. Y'all boy have it.
We even had to guess.
Mike going with Dallas. I already know. Tick going Dallas. All right, shot.
Who is it? Dallas and who?
The Rams.
I'm gonna take the Rams.
All right, D. Randall.
I don't trust Stafford. Give me Dallas.
Tiny head.
I am a Dallas fan this week. Let's go Cowboys.
Yes, sir.
Oh hell.
Mike,
Hey, Tony, the dude just jinxed us, man. He just jinxed us.
No, he did.
I'm gonna win, man.
Hell.
No, he
Come
didn't.
on, man. We need y'all to win this week. We'll handle the
Hey,
rest.
stay out of this, Pate.
Hey, it just depends. Hey, it depends on what Fave say. I'm telling you, it depends on what Fave say. What you got, Fave?
I'm gonna say I'm trying to debate. It's gonna be SoFi and SoFi. Cooper Rush Hour. got a great defense. Yum, 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 yum. I'm
Man,
going with the Cowboys.
there you go.
All right,
I'm with
let's
the
give me some of these picks. So T Mizzle got Tampa Bay, the Rams, Baltimore, and Kansas City for the next one. Every time Anatoly put this Ram up here, I keep thinking he talking about Tom Brady, but he got the Rams. Kelvin got the Cowboys, and C Green got the Rams too.
So he ain't gonna take the Rams every week, no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
He just want to put the damn Ram emoji up there. He don't really want the Ram. Because it take him longer to find that than to just type Ram.
It probably really is a GOAT.
It probably is. Nah, it's a Ram. I give him that. It's a Ram. It look like a goat with an afro, but I think it's a Ram.
It's a black goddamn.
He got a leisure curl.
It's a black what they call him. It's a black goat.
Black goat.
You got an afro.
You need to holler at your cousin there. Tell him to throw some touchdown passes and stop looking for just Cooper Kupp.
Real. He killing my fantasy team with that foolishness.
Nah, Cooper Kupp looking real good with me. Real good. Real good. All right, Kansas City, Las Vegas. Goldie got Goldie, Tick, and myself picking Kansas City. What you got, Shot?
Child, please. Y'all know I got
Who got Vegas? Who taking Vegas?
I don't know who taking Vegas. Who doing what?
I'm not taking Vegas. I got KC.
Vegas picking KC.
Tell him again. Hey, how about Anatoly just showed us the difference between the goat and the ram? That's just a bald head dog. That looks like a white Great Dane.
I think I know her too.
Stop. Mike.
I got Kansas City.
I guess
Man,
everybody going Kansas City.
Las Vegas, bro.
I'm just making sure. All right. We'll give you an update on the records every 2 weeks. And we'll see.
He done put them side by side.
I'm telling you, boy, that boy petty, boy. That boy petty.
That's real petty, Anatole. That's petty.
Nah, that's before you go to the flea market. And then when you come out the flea market, that's all that is.
Yeah, that's before and after.
Now
that's the what they call it. That's the install.
That one's pre-Barry Bonds and the other one's after Barry Bonds.
Hey man, chill out, man. Chill out, man.
Barry gonna see this.
I like Barry though. I like Barry. I don't care. I like Barry. Even they did use something here, so I grew three.
They took the one to the wrong barber shop, man. They took him to go see Eddie. He
All right, guys, we got
side by side.
We're gonna run a little behind tonight. Let's get to our partner shots. We're gonna start with Tiny Head.
I know two of the Rams games, if been protesters run out there with pink smoke bombs. How are these people getting these smoke bombs in, and how are they making it on the field with it? They say they are animal rights protesters or whatever. But what kind of security is going on at these games that I can't sneak a beer in the game, but these people are able to get smoke bombs in? So what is really going on with security? And they better stop it before somebody get a real bomb in there.
That's a good point, bro.
Yeah.
Real good point.
Pretty Tony, what you call him?
Man, I know you had brought it up earlier as far as maybe talking about it Sunday, but I gotta say something about it tonight, man. This Judge and Barry Bonds home run situation, dude, is kind of aggravating the piss out of me, man.
For real, Tony.
Really just talking about Judge. I'm not taking nothing away from Judge. He definitely had a great season. Real good season, man. Look like he maybe end up. I'm not sure, but I know he was in it for the Triple Crown. As far as winning the Triple Crown.
I think he leading all three for real.
Yeah. So definitely shout out to him for the season that he had. But at the same time, dude, you're not the home run champion. Barry Bonds is the home run champion. You can't take it away. Cannot take it away. I don't care how hard they try. No, they can't take it away. 62 ain't 73. You can talk about steroids. You can talk about all the stuff you want to talk about. No, all them boys were juicing back then. Um, people, they're not talking about taking championships away. They're not talking about taking the Houston Astros championship away. When they got caught cheating. So I mean, it is what it is, man. You can put a little asterisk by it if you want. But 73 is 73, and y'all need to quit playing and let them boys in the Hall of Fame. That's all I got, man.
Real, Tony. That's a good one. 'Cause that's
Judge,
exactly what I was going to talk about.
yeah, Judge lost the battle time by 4 points.
You lost by 4.
Yeah, well, he didn't play tonight either, so that he didn't play earlier today. So that's another reason why he needed to go like 3 for 4 or 4 for 4, and the other guy need to go 0 for 3 for the catch him.
If it wasn't for them cats juicing, they'd have never had baseball.
Real, man.
But y'all done took my part of the shot because I was gonna go. Y'all go ahead, Damon. I'll still get in there.
Shout out to the man they call a bad man. He joined the 500 club, passing for 500 touchdowns this past Sunday. Aaron Rodgers, 18 years in Green Bay. I don't think he's thrown over 7 picks in any season. I don't remember that I can recall. I may be wrong. I don't have stats in front of me, but big shout out to Aaron Rodgers joining that exclusive club. And now, to me, to solidify his Hall of Fame career, you need another NFL championship. So shout out to him for joining the 500 touchdown club.
I'll get his stats in a minute. I think it was his first year as a full-time starter. He threw 10 picks, but I'll make sure though. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay.
I was going to talk about what Tony brought up, but I'm changing and stay on baseball. Man, shout out to them Atlanta Braves. They were June 1st. They were 10.5 games behind the New York Mets, and they walked them down, swept them this past weekend in Atlanta, and they end up clinching the division title yesterday, and that's their 5th division title in a row. So Braves are trying to go back-to-back. They get a bye this weekend. They got a new updated Major League Baseball postseason format. Braves get a bye, and they won't play the next week. But shout out to them Braves, man. Shout out to Atlanta.
Go Braves.
Chop it on, man.
Chop.
For real.
2008 and 2010 were the only 2 seasons Aaron Rodgers threw 10-plus picks. First
out of 18 years, that's decent.
That's great.
And of course, the Black Thought is being brought to you by Hennessy of Coat. Let me put the flasher up there. You going to homecoming this year? You out there in the heat? Ain't nothing like black folks and Hennessy and Coat, the dark liquor.
No.
So, this segment. First of all, I want to put out my prayers to everyone on the west coast of Florida, the Fort Myers area that had to deal with Hurricane Ian, Category 5 hurricane. I don't know. I mean, down here now, I don't know how much coverage they've given you all outside of Florida, but down here they've given a lot of coverage to the devastation that's happened in Fort Myers, and they're showing the boats and how the storm surge has come up against the houses, and I kind of noticed that 90%, not even, I don't want to say 90%. Every time I turn on the channel, they talk about the downtown areas and the Sanibel Island, all of the areas that are affluent areas, and I haven't once seen any type of coverage in what they call the Dunbar area. That's the historically black community in Fort Myers, Florida. That's where Dunbar High School, you might be, everybody else might not be familiar with, but that's the black community. So when we want to talk about equality, what is equality? Equality is when everybody gets the same thing, right? Equity is when everybody just gets something. And so while we're talking about, the devastation of Hurricane Ian and will the people in Fort Myers, get to build up, please let's not, Margot Snipe had an article, and shout out to Ms. Margot Snipe for this article, acknowledging the fact that there's a fear in the black community that all of the federal aid and Joe Biden came down to Fort Myers to check out all of the devastation on the coastal line next to the water where the affluent houses are. Will the black community get some of that aid? Will they be bypassed? Right now, the biggest danger for death in Fort Myers now was not the storm. It's the lingering effects after the storm. You got a lot of people that are still stuck in their houses. Are these search and rescue crews going to these affluent communities to the Black community with the same vigilance that they're going to these affluent communities? We need to stay on top of that, because you still may have a lot of Black people in homes that are dying because they're without food, they're without power, they're without water for what might be going on now a week. So thank you, Margot Snipe, for bringing that to light. And I hope that, in some way, shape, or form, the people in that community get the same type of equity. That's my Black thought.
I know we're still going to talk about it on Sunday about the home run race, but let's look at the diversity of the home run record. Let's look at this. We have Barry Bonds, number 1, Henry Hank Aaron, number 2, Babe Ruth, 3, Albert Pujols, 4, and Alex Rodriguez, 5. You look at the top 5 in career leaders in home runs, 4 of 5 are people of color. Of course, you're going to say a couple of them are tainted. Babe Ruth, you can really honestly say Babe Ruth's African American by his features. Some people, you can say that by his nose, his lips, his cheekbones, all this stuff. Some people can say that he is actually a person of color, but that's not proven. We don't have any. They didn't have Ancestry.com or any type of DNA test back in the 20s and 30s, so we don't know that. But the disparaging remarks and treatment of Barry Bonds over the last 15 years, we'll go back even 20, 30 years as a 5-tool player when he was in Pittsburgh with one of the greatest outfields to never even appear in the World Series with Andy Van Slyke. And you had Jim Leland as the manager. And this man was a 5-tool player, 30-30 every year. When he went to San Francisco, wanted to be close to his godfather and his dad, who also had ties with San Francisco. You wanted one of the greatest baseball players before he hit 73 home runs. Let's keep that in mind. Barry Bonds was a Hall of Famer before 2001. Ended it. Major League Baseball lost their way in 1994 with the strike, which led to the cancellation of a World Series where they had a paper champion with the Yankees versus the Montreal Expos, who was another team who got screwed out of this whole thing. But it's a whole nother story. Another team full of diversity. But I digress. When we look at the home run chase in 1998, you had 2 white men. You had Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire. You heard me correctly, because if you look at Sammy Sosa now, his complexion is Caucasian. Just Google Sammy Sosa. And one of the people that's grossly affected by it is Barry Bonds. Whether you like him or not, with his surliness, with the media, his disdain for his teammates, the way he treated his teammates. There's one thing you cannot say about Barry Bonds: he never cheated the game. He never cheated the game. You might say he's a cheater of the game, but every time Barry Bonds hit the field, you will not be able to pitch to him. You could not pitch to him. You could not pitch to him. Buck Showalter walked him with the bases loaded. I don't think there's any other player that I can remember off the top of my head within the last 20 years that got walked with the bases loaded. But let's look at his skin color, though. We are in a sport that is 83% Caucasian, where a black man who spoke his mind and didn't give a damn about what you thought of him was treated with all the vitriol that you could find for him.
Whoa, vitriol.
Get him, Fade.
So now I don't care if you thought he took it, but he wasn't named in that report in 2007. He wasn't named in it. His head size did grow. He did get bulkier. We could attribute that to Mark McGwire, and we say Mark McGwire used steroids in 1998. Let's flash back 10 years when he was in Oakland. What do you think him and Jose Canseco was doing back in 87, 88? What do you think they were doing? What do you think they were doing? And baseball said not one mumbling word. Not one. They didn't say one mumbling word in 1998 with Sosa and McGwire with the home run chase, because they knew baseball was dead in the water. They lost their fan base. But then the chicks loved the long ball. Chicks love the long ball. But when a black man gives you the long ball, he cheated. Oh, he a black man. He don't like the media. We can't stand him.
Get him, Fade.
I'm not going long, but Barry Bonds. But if I watch baseball, I know I hate the Braves. I hate all the sports teams. But if Barry Bonds would have went to the Braves, I would have been a fan of the Braves. Because that's how much I like Barry Bonds. Because Barry Bonds didn't give a damn what you thought about him. He's probably one of the top 5 greatest athletes in baseball that we remember. Give him his flowers, put him in the Hall of Fame, do something.
Put that man in the Hall of Fame, man.
Is vitriol with one eye or two?
I want to say it might be 2, but I'm going to need to make sure I spell it correctly because I don't want y'all to clown me if I misspell it. I know the word. I just never had to spell it. Real talk. I know the word. I know the meaning.
Is it vitriol?
Hey, that fool trying to sound that. I ain't fooling with you, man.
Stay serious. Stay serious.
You trying to sound
Squinting on. He should have squinted on.
Which one? Hey Siri, spell vitriol. Spell vitriol.
He's sounding it out, man.
VITRIOL. 2 eyes.
It's OL.
OL, yeah.
I should have known Tick was gonna have it right.
Yeah, Rever gonna have it.
I ain't get to cheat off him Tick in English class, but I showed cheat off him in algebra.
Egress and digress.
I should have known Tick was gonna
ingress and egress.
Vitriol.
Once again, we want to thank you for watching our show. We want to thank you all for showing the love to Atwater and Shot there at the homecoming. Like I said, put the word out there. Share the page with your friends. We're streaming it. We're tagging all of us in there. Share it with them. They want to make donations to it. They can reach out to us, and we'll take all donations. Put it out there. Tell Fort Valley we want to air. We want to shoot the show either at the Student Center or give us a free plot in the tailgate area. We want to shoot. We love Fort Valley. We give you money. We give you money back. We want to be there. We want to support Fort Valley as much as we can. We're doing this for Fort Valley, from Fort Valley boys. We out.
Later.